guys, here I am at the launch of the new Zeekr X here in Singapore. It's not just the launch of a new compact SUV, but the launch of the Zeekr brand in Singapore itself. If you've never heard of the brand, it is a Chinese car company, but it's owned by Geely, which is one of the biggest car companies in the world. It controls Volvo, Polestar, and Smart. And all a lot of those cars actually have a lot in common with the Zeekr X. So as you can see, it is super crowded because people are excited to see this new car. So let me see if we can get close, touch the car, and let you know what's in store for Singapore. Okay, there's two versions of the Zeekr X available in Singapore for now. There is a standard one, which is rear-wheel drive. The motor in the back drives the wheels with 272 horsepower, and then there is the dual-motor all-wheel drive version that has quite a lot more power, 428. Oof! Now, there's a lot of difference in performance because of that. The standard motor gets from 0 to 100 in 5.6 seconds, and the dual-motor Zeekr gets from 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds, so it is seriously quick. Both of them have the same 66 kilowatt-hour NCM battery. That's the kind that you shouldn't charge to 100% too often. And surprisingly, their range is pretty close. The standard single-motor version has a range of 440 kilometers, and the dual motor has a range of 420 kilometers. So like many electric cars, the Zeekr is very futuristic looking in front and very sleek as well. Zeekr actually does have a design studio in Gothenburg, Sweden, and that's where the design of this car came from. I really like the fact that it does have some interesting lighting signatures like these over here, and I think the main headlights are actually down here. So these very slim elements over here give the car that very sort of modern, squinty, futuristic look. Okay, finally some time inside the car. I've been waiting forever to have a look at this, and you know, the first thing that strikes me is it is very sort of Scandinavian looking, so the colors are very muted and it's very neat and very tidy in here. There is a little monitor in front of the driver, which is good because, you know, some cars put everything on the main screen and then you have nothing to look at, and it is also a head-up display system, so I think that's a nice thing to have in this day and age. The quality of the cabin though, guys, it is really nice. I think the colors do add to it, but the materials are something that really give this car a sense of being very posh. I see a little nook here for mobile phones, so I'm going to put mine inside and I'm expecting it to charge, and it isn't because the car isn't running. But what's important is that there's actually a kind of holder in here, like a cushion that keeps your phone from moving around, so when you're driving it's not going to shake around. Oh, and it is charging, so I was wrong. That is a nice little touch there. And something else I've noticed is that you have this big screen. Of course, it's a 14.6 inch screen. That's not considered huge by today's standards, but look at the graphics. It's really snappy, it's really sharp, and it's really bright. So I'm wondering right now, like, how easy is this going to be to use? We'll save all that for a full review of the car, of course. What I have been told is that there is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 processor inside here, and this day and age, it's very important to have that kind of horsepower inside this part of the car. This version of the Zeekr X does have that 13-speaker sound system that was made in collaboration with Yamaha. And don't forget, electric cars are actually very silent on the move, so what better way to make use of that silence than to have a killer sound system. Finally, let's just have a look at some of the ambient lighting in the cabin. There's some pulsating lights on the dashboard over here. You can set that according to the tempo of the music, but I think it's on the heartbeat setting. So this car is designed to actually feel almost like a companion, and hopefully when you see how calm its heartbeat is, it's gonna help you feel a little bit more relaxed as well. But overall, if you were to ask me, given the quality of this and how many features it comes with, would the German luxury brands actually have to worry? I think they do. So some of the sister cars to the Zeekr X that are already available in Singapore include the Smart #1 as well as the Volvo EX30. So like those cars, size-wise it's pretty compact. The length is 4,432 millimeters, which makes it shorter than something like the BMW X1. And like its sister cars, it does have a pretty long wheelbase that's 2.75 meters, so I am expecting it to be pretty spacious in the back. Now I mentioned some of its sister cars like the Smart #1. So this car is built on the same platform, and like that car, it is actually very spacious in the back. I've got tons of knee room here, and there's no shortage of headroom as well. Well, what really feels different about the Zeekr X is the sense of quality that you get in the back of the car. I mean, the materials are really quite nice. there is a lot of sort of leather and kind of shiny mock metal, or I don't know if it is metal, well, it's a plasticized metal. So I think the difference with Zeekr is that it does feel a little bit more premium than some of its sister cars. Over in the back, you also have a very clear and distinct lighting signature here. The proportions of the car are actually quite neat, and it looks a little bit almost like a hatchback more than an SUV. I really like this element over here. That's the Zeekr badge, but it's behind like a piece of glass, so that makes it look very, very classy. And look at this thing over here. It's called X, right? And it kind of reminds me of the Twitter logo, what's become the Twitter logo. And I wonder if this is the way that Zeekr wants to annoy a certain Elon Musk by saying, well, we can do X better than you. Well, let's talk about price now. The standard version is selling for $209,999. That's with a category B COE. And the dual motor version is going for slightly more, $224,999. That is actually quite a good price for all the performance you get. Cool, so that's a really quick look at the Zeekr X, guys. And to me, it is really promising because given the prices for these cars, you do seem to get a lot of features and a lot of performance. But what do you guys think? I want to know, between its sister cars, that's Volvo and Smart, which one would you get and which one's tempting you more? If you were to ask me at this moment, I think between Volvo, Smart, and Zeekr, Zeekr is slightly sleeker. Before I go, guys, if you have any questions about any new cars in Singapore, be sure to drop me a line at the link below. And also, you can check out our other videos on other cars in Singapore. We've got plenty of video walkthroughs and car reviews. For now, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. See you again.